Hey guys, so welcome to the Fearlessly Fit community chat. This is the inaugural chat, if you will, and it's something that we're going to try and do every Friday at this time around noon. Yes, this is being recorded, so don't worry if you can't make it. If you do have a question that you want answered on the chat, just put your question in the comment box of the chat photo that will go up every Friday morning, or you could private message them to me as well. That's fine. But we're going to be here. I want to give you a little bit more one-on-one coaching with these calls, and I want to be able to give you a little bit more, and this is how I can make myself more available to you guys. So I'm going to try to make sure that this happens every Friday. Of course, I have a life, and sometimes that just doesn't happen. In August, my son's going to be here, so who knows how things are going to go, but we're going to do our best. So I want to get right to it, because even if you're, this is probably a lunch break, or maybe you're watching this on your own time, you don't have a lot of time, right? So I don't want to take up a lot of it either. What I want to tell you guys right now is I want to speak to you guys that feel like maybe you've gotten off track a little bit. That, maybe you were sick, or you went on vacation or something like that, and you found that the eating that you had while on vacation, or maybe you indulged in a few too many junky comfort foods while you were sick, and now you're having a hard time reining it back in again, or maybe you had a couple days off of your workouts and you're really struggling with excuses. I want you to commit or recommit right now to getting back on track. Like immediately, like with your next meal. And if you can go for a walk today, go for a walk, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Just something to get you in the mind frame that says, I am in control here. I'm the one who decides what I do with my life and how I react to my life. Okay, you have the control. And if you find that you think you're out of control with your eating, most likely you're eating a lot of things that actually contribute to the body's what's the word I could use? It's kind of naturally addictive to your body. Like for me, the moment I have carbs, any carbs, like grains, I become a sugar addict, and I can't stop thinking or eating sugar. It's crazy. So I have to rein, if I notice, and the next day I'm hungry all day. It's crazy, but I've noticed this. So I've had to rein back grain type carbs. And I know that if all of a sudden I'm like, I'm really craving a lot of sugar today, I have to stop myself and say, okay, what's going on? And usually I can pinpoint it to the fact that I had a few too many carbs the day before, and my body is just like, all the carbs, all the sugar, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I have to make a conscious effort to say, okay, enough. I'm not going to have like grains for this next meal. And for my snack right now, I'm going to up my fats and have a little bit of protein. And that's going to help to kind of downplay the cravings for sugar. So if this is happening to you and you've been struggling to get back on track, I want you to set a date and time. Preferably back on track right now. But if that's hard for you, say like tomorrow, this is it. And then I want you to tell someone. I would love for you to post it in the group and let us know, okay, I've been sliding. I'm going to get back on track tomorrow, and this is what I'm going to do. I planned out my breakfast and my lunch and my dinner, and this is what I'm doing for my workout. Please, if I don't check in with all of these meals, if I don't check in with my Shakeology, my workout, please bug me so that we can bug you and help you. And the other thing I want to mention is don't feel guilty about it. I think part of what happens is we get off track, or we fall off the wagon, because when we have these moments, when we have these days, and sometimes it's a couple of weeks, when that happens, we feel so intensely guilty for it that instead of just owning it and just saying this has happened and getting back on track, we start to think that we're bad people, that we failed again, that we'll never do it right, and I don't want to post in the group because everybody in the group is perfect and I'm the only one that's not perfect. It's not true. It's not true. Everyone here is going through the same thing you are. You are not a special case. I'm sorry. You're not a special case. You're a special person, but you ain't that special. Do you know what I mean? We are all in this with you. We are all in the arena with you. And trust me, we've all fallen off the wagon. I cannot tell you how many times I have like had a really bad day or week, sometimes even a couple of weeks, sometimes a month. I had a whole year while I was losing 100 pounds. I had a whole year where I had no progress and I gained 10 pounds. It happens to everybody. So you're not a special snowflake. So in that scenario, start to post to the group. If this is something that you want and you truly want this, post to the group so we can help keep you accountable. Because if you're not responding to messages or anything like that, there's only so much I can do as your coach. I can't go to your house, break the door down and smack the donut out of your hand. I can't do that, and I won't, because it's not helpful to you. You have to want to do this yourself. So make the commitment right now of when you are going to get back on track and let us know. The other thing is if you are super struggling or if something really personal is going on and you really want some help, I can hop on the phone with you. I can do that. We can totally schedule a meeting and we can hop on the phone and, we can figure things out for you. Okay. So if that's an issue, please send me a message. Click on the little icon of my face and you will have a whole bunch of options on how to contact me. Your best bet is to send me a text. If this is an emergency kind of situation, you're like, I really need some help, text me so that we can set up a time. Okay. So those are the first two things I wanted to talk about. The only other thing I want to talk to you guys about today is I want to expand on the video I posted, I think it was last week, about mindset. Because there's only so much I can say in 3 minutes. And I don't want to say it in 30, but hopefully in 10. I really want to talk to you guys about your mindset. And I mentioned in the video that your focus, your life and your actions will go where your focus goes. So we all know that when we're driving, and this is the example I used, we all know that when we're driving, you keep your eyes on where you want to go. So if you just need to go straight, you go straight, right? Because if you look to your right, you're going to start driving to the right. Same if you start driving to the left. Looking to the left. You will go where your focus goes. Right? Or if you're really unfocused, you might start to slow down or speed up or something's going to go bad. You have to stay focused. And so often in our journey in life, but we're here to talk about our health and fitness as well. That is particularly what starts to hold us back in our health and fitness journey. That we have this mindset and we speak these words about ourselves and we speak them so much that we believe them. And the problem is if you believe the shit that you're talking about and you're saying about yourself, you're not going to achieve the goals that you want to achieve because you're not focused on that. You're focused on the things that you're not good at. You're focused at the things that you don't think is going to happen. So how do you expect something good to come out of it when you won't even see it when it happens? I mean, it's just like, and I think I said this again in the video. It's like my brother bought a Jeep a couple of years ago, and I didn't really know anything about Jeep culture at the time. I mean, my father-in-law has a Jeep, but he doesn't really talk about it. But my brother did, and I got an earful. I still get an earful about Jeep culture. And now guess what? Everywhere I go, I see a Jeep. Whereas before, I didn't even think about Jeeps. Now I think about Jeeps. Or when I first started running, I heard of this thing called the runner's wave. And it's just like this silent rule. Apparently Jeep drivers have it too, that when two Jeeps pass, you wave to the other driver. I didn't know that until my brother became a Jeep owner. It's the same with running though. When you run and you run past somebody else, it's kind of this unspoken rule that you smile or wave or say hi to a runner that you pass. And I remember when I first started running, I never noticed that before. And then all of a sudden, everyone's like, I'd be like across the road and the person would be like, not everybody did it. And then I thought they were rude because hello, you could have just said hi. But Like, really, you just start to notice these things. But in your journey, if you're so busy focused on what's wrong with you, on why you're not doing as well as somebody else or something like that, you're not going to do well because you're not focusing on doing well. You're focusing on what you think you can't do or who you think you are. So a lot of the common terms we use when it comes to our health and fitness are, just straight up, I'm too fat. Like, we think we're too fat to run. We're too fat to exercise. We're too fat to do this. We're too fat to do that. Trust me, I started running when I was well over 200 pounds. You're not too fat. You're not too fat to exercise. I'm sorry, but it's true. I'm too fat. I have no willpower. I have no self-discipline. It's too hard. It's too expensive. Everybody's always shooting all over themselves. And even things like, I know, I always get that. Like, oh, I know I should do this. Well, then if you know, then why aren't you doing it? Saying I know is usually a very hidden way of giving an excuse. I know, but I have no willpower. I know that I have to eat right, but I have no self-discipline. Using the words I know is just another form of excuses. And so when you say things like, I have no willpower, well, you're just giving yourself permission to eat everything in front of your face. If you say, I have no self-discipline, you're giving yourself permission to skip your workouts all the time. Another one, oh, this is a big one. I'll try. Sorry, but have you ever been invited to a party and you really didn't want to go, but you're not going to say no? What do you say? Well, I'll try to make it. You know you're not going, but you say, I'll try, because it gives you an out. You know that means you're not going to do it. So every time someone says to me, I'm going to try to work out today, or I'm going to try to eat right at my next meal, I know they're not going to do it because they're giving themselves already an excuse, because afterwards they said, well, I said I'd try and it just didn't work out. Nuh-uh. These are all words that you're putting out into the universe. And guess what's happening? The universe is going to respond to how you think and how you feel. So if you keep saying, I have no willpower, I have no self-discipline, you're just going to get that back. You're just going to keep finding excuses for you to not have willpower and self-discipline. If you keep telling yourself that, oh, it's too expensive for me to continue, that's just an excuse. Because if you really want it, you'll find a way. You'll find a way. It's all out there waiting for you. You just have to put it out in the open. You have to think about what it is that you're saying. So what am I saying? I'm saying that one of the hidden keys to your success right now is to change the way that you say things and change the way that you think things. Because what you say and what you think is all going to come and conspire to give you exactly what it is that you say and you think. I know we always think that, well, I keep saying I have no self-discipline, but I want self-discipline. Well, then stop saying that you have no self-discipline. Start thinking in the affirmative. Start thinking if something like, I have plenty of self-discipline is too much for you, you can say, every day I am working hard toward being a self-disciplined person. Even just saying that over I have no self-discipline is so much more empowering. Because when you say I have no self-discipline, you're just disempowering yourself and you're giving yourself an excuse to not do what it is that you need to do to succeed. So let's change that. Let's sit down and think about, well, what can I say that's going to attract what it is that I want? So if you want to be fit and healthy, and maybe you're not as fit and healthy as you'd like to be right now, don't keep telling yourself that you're fat. You can be fit and healthy and be overweight. I mean, I am, technically. But that's not going to help you, because all you're going to do is attract more weight. But if you say, I am fit and healthy, that I can, maybe for you, it's I can fit into any size jean at a store, or I am in perfect control over what it is that I put in my mouth, over the food that I put in my mouth. I or again, I work every day towards being a healthy and fit individual. And if you start saying that over and over and over again, and you can sit there and you can say, okay, no longer am I allowed to tell myself that I'm fat, but I am going to tell myself that I am fit and I am healthy, and I work every single day towards being the best version of me I can be. I love myself and I'm worthy. And it's going to feel weird the first time, but say it more. And then I want you to look at yourself from afar as another person, not as you, but as another person. And I want you to think if you were that other person and say you were your best friend and you knew that your best friend was always telling themselves that they were too fat to do anything, that they had no willpower or no self-discipline or no control, or they weren't worthy of all the good things that life has to offer. What would you say to that friend? Because remember what I said at the top of this, you're not a special snowflake. You are worthy of all the benefits that eating healthy and working out will do for you. You're worthy no matter what size you are. It doesn't matter if you're 400 pounds or you're 98 pounds. You are a worthy individual, because trust me, your weight didn't come on. You're not an unworthy person because you're overweight. You're overweight because you feel unworthy. The weight had nothing to do with it. So let's start focusing on the positive things. Let's start reframing your mindset so you stop attracting the very things you don't want. If you don't want to eat crap food all the time, you don't want to binge eat, then you can tell yourself, instead of, I hate the fact that I can't stop eating, you can reframe that and say, I am in control of my food and I can stop eating whenever I choose to. Say that. Write it down. And every time you eat something, you say, I am in control of this. I can choose to continue to eat it or not without the guilt, because it's your choice. I choose to work out today because I am self-disciplined. I may not want to work out right now, but I'm going to do it because it is going to help me to feel fit and healthy. Honest to goodness, if you start to implement this in your life and you get rid of all of the shitty things you're saying about yourself, your life is going to change indefinitely. Indefinitely. Stop saying that you should be doing things, because that means you're comparing yourself to other people, and there's no one here to compare yourself with but you and who you were yesterday. Saying things like, oh, it's too hard. Well, all you're going to focus on is how hard it is. Instead, say, this is challenging, but I can do challenging. Or what a spin instructor told me, and I never forgot it. She said, just because it's hard doesn't mean you can't do it. So do your best, even if it means you have to modify, even if it means you have to rest more. I did leg day today, Body Beast leg day, and it's supposed to be like 39 minutes. It usually takes me not quite an hour, because I am constantly having to pause it and rest, because my heart rate is jacked up, because it's legs, and your legs are the largest muscle group in your body. So when you work a large muscle group, you need more blood pumping into the veins. Therefore, your heart is going crazy. And it takes me a little while for my heart to come down. And there's a couple things. There's like one move that I just don't do at all. There's another one that I modify completely. But I do it instead of saying this is too hard, I can't do it. There is always a way. Everything is figure outable. So if you're sitting here and you're struggling, I want you to ask yourself, what is your mindset like right now? What's your mindset like? Are you saying and believing defeatist thoughts, limiting thoughts about yourself? Are you saying and believing that maybe you're not worthy of the outcome and therefore you're not putting in the effort to actually make this work? If you've said to yourself, this is never going to work because it's never worked before, why don't you retrain it and say, you know what? I surrender to this program. I surrender to my coach, and I'm going to do everything she asks me to do because nothing I've done worked before. Maybe doing something different like this program is going to help. Maybe doing something different like trying Shakeology is going to help. Because I know that's a block for a lot of people. I don't know why. It's such a block for a lot of people. I don't question it. I'm like, I'm going to drink this shake because I had been spending hundreds of dollars on my own, concocting things in my own shake before, and here it is, all in one bag. But people are they can be so stubborn about it because of their own limiting thoughts about what it is and the cost. Meanwhile, this thing could change their lives, but they're being stubborn about it. And it's the same with programs. It's the same with anything. Whatever you say to yourself and you speak and you think in your head is going to be true for you. It doesn't mean it's true, but it's true for you. And if it's true for you, you're never going to take action to change your life. So really sit down today and become cognizant of the things that you're saying to yourself. Ask yourself if what you're saying is going to help you to get to your goal, or it's going to make you, it's not going to be helpful. Is it going to help you or is it going to hurt you? If it's going to hurt you, sit down and reframe it. If you have a hard time, you can bring it up in our community group, or you can private message me and I'll help you. That's what I'm here for. There's no reason to be embarrassed. There's no reason to be shy. We are all in this together. Like, trust me, I know how you feel. I've been there. There's nothing you can tell me that's shocking or that's going to make me go, woo, there's no point working with her. She is just a lost case. No, not at all. But the thing is your success is entirely up to you. It's up to your actions, it's up to your thoughts, and it's up to your words. So it's time to get all of those in sync together for you to be able to really take off with this. So that's all I've got to tell you guys today. I love yous. You guys are incredible. You guys are wonderful. You guys are worthy of all good things coming your way. You're worthy of being healthy and of being fit. You're worthy of everything that's going to come to you in life. You're worth being loved. You're worth loving. And you're worth treating yourself right in every respect. I'll talk to you later.